Ever since Johnqt was added to Sentinels as an IGL, he has managed to achieve better results with AVL being the best so far, defeating powerhouses like DRX, Team Liquid and VCT 2023 finalist PRX. How did he enable TenZ and other members to reach their fullest potential? The only thing Sentinels ever won was, you guessed it, VCT 2021 Masters Reykjavik with TenZ standing in for the team at the very last minute. Sentinels won the main event without dropping a single game with absolute dominance. TenZ made history with his 289.4 ACS that no one has ever beaten even to this day, including TenZ himself.
This is his world, and we're just living in it.
So that means they would go on to dominate more in the future, right? On paper, yes, but they didn't see any lights of success ever since, becoming the lost hope of NA.
Shazam! And it's over! It's done with! They say when you come for the king, you best not miss an envy! They didn't!
They made lots of roster changes, brought in Johnqt, Zellsis and Shroud, brought back Ruckus again as a coach and later replaced him with Psycho, who then brought new players like Zekken, the 2022 World Champions, and Mark from Optic. But nothing ever worked.
Just end it! Left down to the 1v1 second, he has to kill him and he won't do it! The hopes and dreams ended in a flash.
The whole roster changed, but TenZ always remained. Does it mean that he was a problem?
I think TenZ's a good player. I think he had a bad year. But here's the other thing that you guys don't understand. You guys call teams shit, and then you start calling the players shit. But a lot of the times, the players are still good, but the team went to shit. But you guys don't see that.
But then, what could have been the best change for TenZ and Sentinels moving forward? The obvious answer is the role change. But TenZ is a star duelist of Sentinels, and he's insane with it. In ranked games, yes. But in pro matches, not anymore. It felt like the whole team's dynamic struggled trying to maintain that specific structure. Then you may ask, why the role change? There are lots of reasons, but let me give you the one that hits you harder than your dad's belt. A professional player called Notail from Dota 2 played carry his entire career, let's say duelist for comparison, and he won 4 majors with it worth $1 million each. But he could never win the International, the most awaited tournament of the year, which is renowned to have the highest prize pool in the entire esports history. Then he switched to a support role, and having all the knowledge of how a carry wants to play, he became the best support. Within 2 months, he won the International and took home $11 million. The International is so fierce that no one has ever won it twice. But he did it back to back, winning another International next year with a prize pool of $15 million. He became a legend and the richest player in the esports history up to this day. I could go on and on, but let's stop here. What I'm trying to get to is he would have continued to fail and never achieved such success or become a legend if he never transitioned into the support role. And now you may say that just because it works for someone doesn't mean it will work for everybody else as well. But Sentinels were already struggling. They weren't finding any success, so why not make changes? And it's not that they didn't make any changes either. TenZ was swapping between Kaio and Jet, but why did it not work? The problem wasn't with Kaio, but rather Jet. TenZ himself has said that he doesn't like entering or entry fragging.
I used to play Jet. I played in a meta where we would have like 2 duelists, right? And so you basically have like 2 entries on the team. But I'm not naturally an entry player. I feel really uncomfortable entering.
And he has this playstyle to lurk from time to time. And if he's to lurk on a duelist, most of the time he is as good as dead because he provides nothing to the team. Unless he's playing Yoru and they are already finding success with it on bind. Also, TenZ mentioned that Yoru isn't viable on every map, which is why they only pick it on bind.
Like when I play Yoru on my team, I can be both support and also like a playmaker, which Perfect World is really, really nice for me. It fits my playstyle a lot. It's not like fully practical to have a Yoru on every map.
So since TenZ plays Kaio on Breeze and Yoru on bind, what about the rest? And the answer Sentinels came up with, even if it was to test it out, was Omen. But why did they not put TenZ on Brim or Astra like Demon 1? Because he's not playing Omen as a controller. Let me explain. Look at this clip. TenZ smokes Garage on top side, then TPs in like how Jet would enter. And on this clip, you will see TenZ picking off of a flash. But isn't Omen the one supposed to flash for the team? You don't want your controller to die early because he needs to smoke. TenZ gets a kill but gets traded immediately, which ends up them losing the round. So why would Sentinels make such plays? And even on the attacker side, you can see TenZ make an aggressive move right away using his teleport, which gets him a surprise kill or something. But if he were to die there, Sentinels would need to enter the side without any smoke since they were not running a double controller this time. So why? Because TenZ is still the duelist for Sentinels and they don't care. They want him to be aggressive, they want him to make such plays. And remember when we talked about TenZ wanting to lurk? Now he can go lurk depending on the situation while still being useful to the team. He can throw smokes, can even reposition with his ult if he has, and can even throw his paranoia from a distance.
Into the garage window area, does not scout the spot. Device still wary of it though. Watches, TenZ backs away.
Makes the call for everyone to rotate over.
Now knife out, Device again drawing the weapon. Does he read this close corner? Oh, he doesn't actually initially, but he reacts to the whipped shot from TenZ off the bat. Now trying to hold down Sewers, Johnqt will just hold down M1. The damage is not going to be that strong.
And because of those two plays that he made earlier, even if he died, he won the round for Sentinels. He can now play like a duelist on Omen while having more impact than before. It even lets him reposition like just does with his teleport like in this clip.
And he's holding this angle on a main. Team Liquid, they saw the initial utility, but they don't expect him to be holding right there around the corner. Johnqt gets taken out. That's the fault line gone. And for Team Liquid, on their buy round, this attack suddenly very weak.
Now they should have an inkling that he's going to be on the right, but then you've got Zellsis sliding up on the left here. So Sentinel's trying to set up a bit of a trap play off of this smoke that TenZ set up.
They have to creep up, but oh, they're going to give him that angle. Nats just peeking right on cue into the crosshairs. TenZ still finds vision of one as well. Zellsis still watching the other side, and TenZ holding elbow strong. He's on for 4, and he won't clean it up.
Let's watch one last clip. Team Liquid decides to make a full A hit. With this opportunity, TenZ tries to backstab them while still throwing smoke for Sassy to play around.
Hiding away, he hides right next to smoke, finds one, he can't switch over to the second. At the back, watching for TenZ. We'll see if he's able to shadow step right on over that. Meanwhile, that's another.
Although he gets detected at the end, he still gets 3 kills.
Dodged it. Yeah, he does dodge it, but they hear it. Nats is close enough, and there's the double. Oh, what TenZ!
And the 4th one with his paranoia.
One hit through the wall, 2 more headshots, and now it's going to be Mystic falling to the...
With Cypher being one of the best agents in the meta, no agents beside Omen can lurk without being detected. With one exception on Yoru, which they are already picking on Bind. Even Jet only has 1 updraft now, and you may also say Raze could do it, but he wouldn't even have made this play if he was on any other agent, even on Yoru. Hence not getting those 4 kills. And in a game like Valorant, where a difference in even one single kill can drastically change the fate of the entire round, these things add up big time. Sentinels fully enable TenZ by changing his role without actually changing his role. Don't get the wrong idea, TenZ is still the carry duelist of Sentinels. He plays together with the team 95 to 97% of the time, making the first or secondary entry into the side depending on the situation. But now if he ever sees the opportunity to lurk, he has the complete freedom to do so while still being useful to the team. TenZ now gets to play his comfort position while still being the duelist with one single transition to Omen. And it's not only the TenZ either. The whole Sentinel squad is playing at their peak performance.
This team, like, they're actually outplaying their opponent. Like, these guys have layers to their defense side that they've never had before, or at least I haven't seen before. Peak form.
And PRX or any other teams weren't even bad at all.
They're playing at a level where they're making the opposition look bad, and the opposition is actually insanely good.
And if Johnqt can turn Annie's lost hope into Annie's last hope within 3 months, we can expect more things in the upcoming season.
I don't think it's just Johnqt's IGLing, but I think it's making a huge difference in the way that they're playing. Each player is taking the correct amount of space. I don't know how they can play any better than this.
Is this the start of Sentinel's redemption arc? What more can he bring out of TenZ? Time will tell, and we'll be watching.
At long last, as a unit, lift this trophy in the air. They are our AVL 2023 champions.